Okay, in the last class, we discussed about the constructors. So what is the use of a constructor? There is no need to go for a setter and getter methods. There is no need to create separately in another class. So if we need a setter getter method instead of setter getter method, we are using a constructors. So what is the use of a constructor is there is no need to create an object and no need to create separate, no need to call it separately. So at the time of object creation, the constructor will be called automatically. So what is the use of a constructor? There is no need to call it. It will be accessed at the time of an object creation. I think you are understood that one in the previous class. So what is the different types of constructors? This is the constructor. So sorry, and I want to mention this one also again. So we'll recall this. It should be the same name as the class, and it ends with a closed braces. Sorry, open braces. So test is a class name, and this is also the same name as the class, and there should be a braces. So what are all the things we mentioned inside this constructor will be accessed at the time of creation of an object. This is the object we created in a person class. This is the test class. This is the test class, and we are going to access this test class inside this main method into the person's class, and we are going to access what are all the things available in the constructor as we discussed in the previous session. Okay. Now there are two types of constructors are available. This is no argument constructor. So there is no arguments inside this constructor. So there is no need to pass anything. But if you are going to mention any arguments or parameters inside the constructor, it is essential to pass from the main class. So if you want to access a constructor from the main class, in some conditions, the default construction, the default constructor is necessary. So at the time of accessing some classes, it will be useful at the time of at the project itself. It is essential to construct a default constructor if required. But in the sense of an arguments are available inside a constructor over here, it should be accessed and should be passed the values from the main method. Let me declare that so that it is useful for you. Okay, test and inside A, and it should be like B. Okay, it is having two arguments. Arguments in the sense the parameters. So we'll call it as arguments or parameters. This is an argument constructor. Okay, if there is any spelling mistakes, never mind. Okay, so this is the same name, so it won't throw any error if you mention in this way. Okay, let me delete this. So it throws an error because already it's defined. Why you are going to mention again? Please make sure that it is having an argument. So that's why I kept an argument over here. So what the compiler will say? The compiler says that already defined. Why you are going to define again? So each and every time, if it is like what we call this is declaration of a variable, declaration of variable. So this is the declaration. You have to remember all these words every time. Why I mention this? This is a declaration of a variable. Sorry. So this is the declaration of variable, and this is the declaration of a constructor, and this is a declaration of a method. So inside a method, we are having a statements. We doesn't have any arguments over here. This is the way to explain the project to some other people. This is the way. You have to follow all these steps. Okay. So inside this, let me take int. Sorry, let me take the access specifier private int a. Sorry, int a, and there will be another variable int b. What should I do? This dot. What is this operator will do? Man, I'm already having a, but inside your arguments, I'm having the same variable names, but don't use that. What are all the things a person calls? What are all the things a person calls from the main method? Should assign those numbers or strings or a characters or a float. What are all the things available and which should be mentioned inside a main method should assign to the values what I declared inside a test class. I think you came to know that you understood this one. If we are going to mention anything, it should be from the person's class only. So I'm not going to mention any numbers over here, but I'm accessing all these private variables from the person method. Let me declare a. This dot a is equal to a, and this dot b is equal to b. So here two variables are available for augmented constructor. Okay. Okay. So these are for augmented constructors. So there are two parameters available inside a test constructor, inside a test class, and I am going to assign the value from the person class. See this, now I'm going to create an object for the test class. We can't pass over here. If we create an instance or if we create an object in this way, it calls only a default constructor. This is for a default constructor. Let me type this ACC accessing default constructor. This is the default constructor. Accessing the default constructor. Now I'm going to access parameter, like parameter or argument, sorry, arguments of a constructor. Now I'm going to create, okay, I will take a demo over here. New test. Okay, I will take the values as a 10 and 20. Okay, let me tell you about the difference in between these two things. These two things only. Don't go for the other things. Okay. When I created an object according to the heap method, I mean heap area, when I created this, it should be in a stack first position, not first, I mean the first position in the sense after a 0, the first position will come. The first inside a stack, the unique ID will be created for this object only, not for this. After the creation of this object unique ID, this will be created. So you have to remember everything. What the main purpose of a JVM? To organize the memory for each and every object or a class or for a native methods, which are other than a Java languages. Native methods in the sense, so inside a JVM, we are having a native methods. So inside JVM, native methods, each and every time when we are using other languages, other languages in the sense, not in the sense of a Java. It's like a C or a C++ or whatever the language it is. It should be organized according to our memory. So this will be created first inside a heap memory, inside a stack. After that, the sun will be created. This is a default constructor. It will be accessed only for this method only inside a test class. This is a test class. It doesn't having main method and it can't be executed. Please note all these points. Every time the program starts with a main method. And one more thing, if I declared any constructor, each and every time without arguments, the default constructor will be accessed, not this one. You have to mention separately for augmented constructors. I think you got the point. Okay, now I'm going to access the variables. Okay, let me, okay. There is a talk, right? We'll create another method. Let me delete this. I think there is no need of this one. I can, we'll take it as a default, augmented constructor. Okay, I mentioned in this way. Never mind. Actually, it is enough for accessing default constructor. It should be like if there are two words inside a same name, method always starts with a small letter. That's why I mentioned a small letter and another word is there. This is augmented constructor. That's why I mentioned like a capital CONT. We can mention everything whatever we want, but if you want to mention augmented, but the starting letter should be a small letter for the method. For the variable itself, we need to start with a small letter, but in the sense of a class, we need a capital letter. Every time I'm mentioning this, please remember all these things. Okay, let me change this. This is a, and this should be a, this should be B, and so now by this method, I'm accessing a default constructor. By this method, I'm accessing augmented constructor. Okay, so I'm passing the values from the person class and I created, let me delete this one. Okay, so 1 second. I mentioned like, right? Okay, let me declare accessing a private variables. Okay, now I'm going to access a private variables. Yes, accessing, sorry. Private variables. So what are all the things we are going to access? And let me pass the argument so that you will get a good result here. Okay. And what the test will do? ARUCNT. Let me run this file. There should be an error, I think. Oh. Why it is taking so much time? Okay, there is no error over here. The passing of values are not calling this one. How to access this one? It will be accessed with DEMO. Sorry, DEMO. What is the object of a augmented constructor? DEMO dot ARUCONT. This is the name we mentioned for the augmented constructor. Now already passed the arguments 10 and 20. Now file, see this, A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20. How it happens? Because without accessing, without creating or without calling this constructor, the constructor has been accessed at the time of a creation of an object. So I created an object and it is used to access the constructor inside another class. Another class is having access specifier private int a and b for a variables a and b, so that we can't access that one. There are two ways to access the private variables inside another class. One is setter getter methods, or a constructor. So what is the use of a constructor? It is similar to the of a setter getter methods, but in the sense of a setter getter methods, we have to call that particular method to print those values. But in the sense of a constructor, there is no need to call all those values. It will be accessed at the time of an object creation. Every time I'm showing you a practical demo, how it works, it will be remembered for you. Please make sure that how it works. Every time we are going to access the constructor after the creation of an object only. When we created an object, all these variables or methods, everything will be accessed. What is an encapsulation in the STS class I mentioned? The encapsulation in the sense, if there is any sensitive data available in your class, make sure that it should be in a private, but you can't access those variables. You can access by using setter and getter methods inside a POJO class, which is a plain old Java objects, or else use a constructor. You can use a constructor, I mean either constructor or POJO classes. So please learn a setter getter methods as well as a constructor. This will turn your Java language in some other location. I mean, you will see in a different manner. You will learn a lot. First of all, learn these things. These are very important for the projects. For each and every projects, constructors and setter getter methods are very important. And the creation of objects also very important. Okay, there are two types of constructor. One is default constructors, another one is parameterized constructors. Okay, constructors has been completed. Now I'm going to tell you about yesterday at class we having some other topic, right? Assigning one object to another object, I think. Yeah, so we already created an object inside a person.java, but according to our syllabus, it is saying like, can't we access another object by using the same object? Maybe, is it works? Let us try. TEST, we'll take it as a moon is equal to, sorry, let me declare a comment like accessing one object from another. Okay, so there I'm here, I'm created a test moon. This is the name of an object. Now I'm going to assign SUN. Okay, now I will take a demo. Okay, it has been created secondary. So I assigned this object to newly created object. What my point? This is the way to access one object from another object. This is the object already declared, and there is a moon object recently created, and I assigned the previous object to the third object after the creation of a demo. So now I'm going to access the same thing. Let me moon dot see this. Did I mention anything like this? No, right? So I assigned what all things available inside a demo please assign that object to the moon. This is a simple topic. I don't know why JNTU people just mentioned this one. I created an object, this one. This is the first one without arguments. And this is the second object I created for the test class and having two arguments. And I am assigning this object to the new object moon. I assign the demo to this object and I can access all the method inside the test class. Everything, what are all the things available, the methods inside the test class, I can access by using this object also. Okay, I think, okay, let me run this file. You will feel like, is it like this only? You see this? This is 8, 10, and 20. Okay, let me declare system dot out dot pr. This is for if required, just note it down. Okay, if required, note it down. Don't hesitate. Okay, let me run it again. Run this file. This is for argumented constructor for a demo object, and this is for a moon object. So this object has been assigned to the newly created moon object of test class. Okay. Where is my 1 second, 1 second. I'm searching for my mobile. 2 minutes. Okay. I'm checking the syllabus. 1 second. Constructor methods for class is already created. Yeah, overloading and nested classes. Already we discussed this one. Final class and methods. Okay, now we are going to discuss about overloading constructor. Overloading constructor. Okay, let me delete all these things. What are all the things having over here? Overloading constructor, right? Sorry. Okay. There is overloading constructor. Yeah. So what is the use of a overloading constructor? Let me tell you about overloading. What is a constructor in the sense of a Java programming? It is similar to that of a method. We can access it by using a Java class after the creation of object. So, but when we are going to pass any value, there is no need to require any return type. Did we mention any return type over here while we are passing a data? No, not required. There is no need of a return type over here. You can access all the things available inside this constructor. What are all things available? As well as the argumented constructor too. Okay. So what is the use of a constructor? It is just like a method, but without a return type. So sometimes it will be overloaded. Overloading concept will comes at the time of, I mean, in the C language itself, we are having a overloading and overriding concept also, I think. So at the time of more than one constructor with different parameters. So what I did over here, already I'm having one constructor inside a test dot. Okay, let me close this one. Okay. Inside a test class, I'm having one constructor over here. And I created the same class with two arguments over here. And I'm going to access this one from the person. This is called overloading concept. So while we are creating a different constructors inside the same class, they arranged in a way that each constructor performs a different task. So one is for the default, another one is the parameters. So what it will do, when I created a different type of constructors inside a class, and I'm going to access those constructors from outside the class, it will be accessed in a manner for the different tasks. They are differentiated by the compiler. So at the time of a compiler, it will be in a different manner in the sense of a particular default constructor as well as parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor consisting of a parameters or an arguments. In the sense of a default constructor, it doesn't having any arguments, but the compiler knows that and it will create a bytecode for that. And it will be stored inside a method area. After the creation of an object, the JVM creates an object inside a heap area, and it assigns a unique identification called as a hash code for each and every constructor we created. So for the each and every object we created, after the creation of an object, and the parameters available inside the constructor as well as the constructor will be accessed without calling them. Instance is enough to call the constructors. It should be in a different manner. That's why this method has been called as an overloading method. Okay, some persons come over here. There are two options available, and he is having 2 rupee coins with him. So that already default constructor doesn't have any a coin value over there, but the parameters constructor having an option like you can insert 2 coins. You can, if you are having a 2 coins, please insert inside my method. Let them choose. The compiler will choose at the time of a compilation. So the compilation will checks whether the constructors are of a different forms or of a single form. If it is like a default constructor, that doesn't matter, like, okay, it is a default constructor, there is no need to check about that. But in the sense of a parameterized constructor, it is essential to check each and everything by the compiler. What is the compiler we are using for the Java? Java compiler. So each and every high level language is having their own compilers. In the sense of a Java, I'm not talking about the other compilers, which is an outside of a Java virtual machine, and it creates the byte objects based on the compiler, having the constructors of different forms. Okay, I think you got the point what I'm saying. So what is this, sir? Why we are not using the same object sun for the parameterized constructor? Is there any rule for the one? No, it is not like that. I don't see his number. So number 574, the question was good. So what I'm saying, yeah, we can create what are all the things we created previously. We can assign all those to another things. You can pass any number of arguments to the default constructor too. If you are passing any parameter values to the constructor, it will goes to the overloading constructor by the compiler, and all the values will be assigned to the parameter constructor only. It will discard the default constructor. You have to know that one. There is no such rule like it is going to there or there. The compiler decides. Okay, only the compiler decides. That's why the Facebook is building an hybrid compiler. Initially, I mentioned that every time each and every high level languages having their own compilers. even C language, which is called as a high level language, to convert into the machine code itself, it is having its own compiler. Java, it is having its own compiler. An interpreter, which is used for the Python or a PHP, they're having their own interpreters. What the Facebook people are doing right now after acquiring WhatsApp itself, they are building an hybrid compiler to run each and every program. Every time, why should I go for other compilers for Java, C for C? Why I go for another interpreter for Python and PHP? Why can't I have my own compiler to run each and everything written in high level language? If you are going to return anything inside a high level language, the hybrid compiler designed by the Facebook right now will execute what are all the things you are having with you inside your program. In the present situation, we are using our own compilers. Our own in the sense, at the time of a C language, we are using a C language compiler only. Java compiler. At the sense of a Python or a PHP, they are using interpreters. Okay. So there is no such rule, what you mentioned. Okay. Let me go for another topic. Let me check the time. Okay. 8 minutes is there, right? So we completed this overloading concept has been completed, and we'll go for another topic called nested classes. Okay, I completed that one, final class and the methods. So we'll go for a final class and the methods. Wait. Yeah, there is one more important topic is there in unit 2. Let me tell you about that. Passing arguments by value by reference. So passing arguments by value by reference. There are two types are available. I think in C language, you already having an ampersand over there, and you're creating two functions, and you're going to access that one, which we called as overloading concept. If you're going to access with the address or a memory allocation, we'll call it as by value. So there are two types. We are going to discuss about that. I think I will discuss it in tomorrow's session, and now itself I will tell you about the final class and the methods. What is the use of a final? In the previous class, I mentioned like, let me type over here. So when I'm going to create a constant value like a pi, I don't know why I am already mentioning everything like this. Actually, in the previous class itself, I mentioned this one. It's okay. I'm going to write it again. So I'm going to write a pi value, which we can't change it throughout the program, not even the program. Inside the world, the pi value is always like 3.14. And we can't even change that. So that's why we'll call it as a constant. So what the constants will do? We need to mention the constant, and it is not going to change throughout this program, throughout this class. We'll mention it as a final. Now you came to know that throughout the program, if we are unable to change anything and it is a constant, and you are going to use that constant throughout the program without changing that particular variable, there is a keyword called a final, and you have to mention that one. So that if someone comes over here and he is going to access your pi variable and he is going to change that number, which is a wrong scenario, you can't even access that one by using a final keyword. Sorry, with the final keyword, no one can access that one. So he can't change it throughout the program. Program in the sense a class. Inside a class, you can't even change that one. If you mention it as a global variables, let me declare as a global variables. These are these are the global variables. Let me declare this outside the class. Let me cut this out. Okay. Let me format it so that it will be aligned. Just remember this one by using Alt Shift and F. If you write it over here, it will automatically format. Okay. And this is an, sorry, this is a double. So I mentioned this particular pi, the variable name is a pi and the data type is a double and the final keyword. What is the final keyword? Throughout the program or application or whatever it is, we can't change it, and it is a constant. It is a, we call it as a constant. Constant in the sense we can't change, man.